Hello everyone, I'm Randall Quirk from Nature House. Today is a very big day. We have a botanical exhibition of some of the world's most beautiful orchids, bromeliads, palms from Australia, and a brand new line of fantastic hand-fired Vietnamese urns from a new line called Viduchis. And the combination of the porcelain pots with the palms and the bromeliads is outstanding. But to start with, I'd like to show you the new bowls we have featured here. These are tropical hardwoods which come from the world's great rainforests. We have purplewood from Brazil, pajocha. We have cocobolo, which is a tropical hardwood from Costa Rica. This is half-sawed sycamore from our own North Florida forests. Pink ivory and another cocobolo. And this is an Asiatic hardwood with white ebony on top. This is a one-of-a-kind piece. Let's start with this purple heart from Brazil. These are flowers that the parents are originally from Brazil, from the Zygopetalum family. So if just by simply plugging them in 1, 2, and let's get a third one so that they kind of break the shape a little bit like that. And to give a little substance to the center, we can take a little piece of curly willow to make it look a little more viney. And I think we'll add one more little stem here. So we've got a little color difference, you see? And we'll prop that up on top of the kiwi vine. And then just to make the whole thing pop, we'll take a little piece of reindeer moss and put it around the center for the color difference. Now do you see how simple that is? It's hard to go wrong. Want to see another one? Let's go. There you are. Now back to a slightly larger piece. This is the Ikebana style. Now nothing has to be so exact as to follow the rules of Ikebana, but simplicity is absolutely the key when dealing with hand-sewn sycamore from our own North Florida forests on a beautiful hand-painted platform. For these, we have Aranda orchids, which were flown in from Thailand. Notice how the color of the flowers and then the orange labellum brings out the colors of the natural wood. It's all about harmony, so that the piece that you're designing and the flowers that you're putting in it speak to one another and relate to one another. I think we're going to try one more stem, probably that. Might be a bit high, so we'll cut that down a little bit, okay? Very simple. Cut that down. We'll plop that in right there in the center, okay? Now, for a little bit of green, I think we need a bit of green. One of the best greens that you could possibly get is this. It's called Ming fern. Ming fern will last for about 5 or 6 days and then it'll start to shed, so it's important that you get it fresh. Now with this Ming fern, I'm going to trim a few of the ones off the bottom like this, so we have a little bit of opening so that it's nice and airy coming out of the center oasis. And we're just going to plug that in the center so it looks like the flowers are growing out of a little forest. And once again, to top it off, take a little bit of the reindeer moss, a little tiny bit there, and another little piece in back. And here you have beautiful hand-sewn sycamore with tropical Aranda orchids from Singapore and Ming fern. Awesome, isn't it? And so simple. This tropical hardwood, which is an Asiatic hardwood from Laos, has been beautifully turned and finished off with white ebony. It's a real art piece. So this one doesn't support an oasis, so you just simply put a water pick inside and you design your flowers in the water pick. Now look how easy. Since this is from Southeast Asia, these are Renanthera orchids, which also come from Southeast Asia. So we'll do a little Asian-inspired bowl by simply placing a few little red orchid stems. Let's put them that way. They've just come from the flower shop, so they're going to take a while to settle in. And we'll cut that one like that. We'll put that one in like this. There we go. There's 2. And we'll get a third stem. Okay, this one looks real nice, and it's branching, which is very nice. We'll take the third stem, And we'll put it here. And of course, you could always add a little piece of kiwi vine or curly widow to make it look like it's been extracted right out of the rainforest. Sometimes there's nothing like a big bowl of monster bromeliads. And this is the case here. These are Guzmania Vresia hybrids called Volcano that make this massive red eruptions that will stay in flower for 2 to 3 months. And they're plugged into a beautiful Viducci's bowl called Oxite Lagoon Green. So the combination of the handmade bowl from Viducci with the tropical hardwoods, which will be finished off with some sheet moss, perhaps a few branches of curly willow, makes an excellent piece for someone's interior or a shaded part of your patio. Hard to beat this big red color, isn't it? Look at these little species. This is a bromeliad called Diariana. Beautiful fuzzy Navajo feathers with tiny little white Pinocchio flowers bursting out one at a time every few days. And a very tall erect stem getting so heavy it often has to be supported by a piece of curly willow or kiwi vine. These vases were actually custom designed for my exhibition from a shape of a vase I bought in Taj Mahal in Mumbai some years back. It's got that Thai celadon color, which is so flower friendly. Talk about a pseudobulb. I'll show you what a pseudobulb is. Check that bad boy out. See that monstrous big spanking bulb there? That is the pseudobulb, which is what stores water during the rainy season. Once it's stored enough water in carbohydrate reserve, boom, the spikes start ripping out. And this particular Oncidium, called Tropic Thunder, these emerging spikes in 2 months will be 8 feet tall, bearing 15 branches and sporting several hundred flowers. This plant will be the bomb. One of my dear friends from Thailand, is a very famous Thai breeder, and he cut some of these fragrant vandas and ascasendas, which I will arrange into bowls with kiwi vine and various types of moss. Oh God, I can smell it now. Dear God. It's hard to beat the vandas. This barring pattern you see is called tessellation. That's what they say when a vanda has the heavy barring and curling on its lateral sepals and petals. Another one of the ones we're featuring today will be so simple. Cut 10 or 12 fresh Guzmania hybrids like cherry, stuff them in a bowl, and for a month until Thanksgiving, you've got a beautiful centerpiece. This is just a massive Guzmania bowl. Can you imagine that sitting on your dining room table? It'll last almost a month since the flowers have been cut fresh. These flowered in a little 4-inch pot. As you know, bromeliads are treated, and as soon as they're treated with a special chemical, they stop growing vegetatively and begin to grow florally, producing these beautiful inflorescences. This is just perfect for the holiday season. We've got them in tangerine. We have them in multicolors. It's just hard to beat for longevity cut bromeliads. I think this is going to be a wonderful show. You ask a lot of people what started them growing orchids to begin with. It's plants like this. This is the essence of Southeast Asia. These dendrobiums grow by the thousands and thousands and thousands, are used for the cut flower trade. They come in every color combination. This particular one has ivory white sepals and petals and a beautiful burgundy purple throat. They stay in flower sometimes for many, many weeks. It's been placed in one of the Viducci bowls, which is oxide antique white. Will be covered with lime green sheet moss, a little piece of curly willow, and you've got a centerpiece that says, celebrates Asia for many, many weeks to come. This is a classic Asian exhibit that looks like we could be in a house in Bangkok. These are beautiful Thai vandas, which are just getting going. These bloom spikes will be 3 times the size as the plant matures. These are little free-flowering ascasendas. They've got that same buttercup shape, slightly smaller, but they're free-flowering and will flower several times a year. This particular piece is an awarded plant. It's a Cygnoches crossed with a Mormodes. Dear God, it has the most incredible cherry menthol fragrance that is just not normal. The flowers will last for 2 weeks, and then it'll drop all its leaves and take a nap for about 5 months. So they're a little tricky to grow because they rot easily. Behind me, one of the world's great miniature, I wouldn't say miniature, mid-size bromeliads. This one is called Ecmia del Mar. It makes a beautiful strawberry rhubarb inflorescence with electric blue and white feathers emanating out. This spike will triple in size in the next 2 months and be 3 months in flower. It's being exhibited in one of the Viducci bowls, the oxide blue, to bring out the blue feathers. Once again, it's the perfect combination of the right bowl with the right plant, and simplicity is always best. Right behind me, one of the world's most sought after bromeliads, Ecmia Blue Tango. It takes 2 to tango, so we got 2. Ecmia Blue Tango will emerge another foot. The feathers will grow out another 6 inches. This will take 3 months. When the morning light hits this, it is absolutely one of the world's most beautiful hybrids, Ecmia Blue Tango. Next to me, Howea fosteriana, the lovely Kentia palm. The seeds are collected in Lord Howe Island off the coast of Australia. They are then germinated in a sterile solution, grown in Hawaii, shipped to California, eventually make it to Florida, where they're used in leading hotels in the state, as well as beautiful upscale homes. Howea fosteriana, the famous Kentia palm. These are silver tillandsias, which are only about 1/3 grown, but they're beautiful for hiding the pot. This is once again one of the beautiful dark beehive Viducci bowls with the silver blending tillandsias and then the big sprouting emerging Kentia palm from Australia. It doesn't get much better. How's this for an entrance to your house? These enormous ceilings have beautiful tropical hardwood bowls carved from coconut. And here, once again, the beautiful Viducci oxide blue pyramid bowl, flanked with silver tillandsias, and then 5 Kentia palms reaching a height of almost 9 feet. They're flanked by blue bowls which bring out the flowers of Ecmia del Mar. This type of elegance in someone's home is hard to beat. This year, I have to say my interest in tillandsias really peaked. Tillandsias are air plants. They live in seasonally dry tropical rainforests, such as Guanacaste in Costa Rica, and actually range throughout Central America and Mexico. This particular bowl is called Evolution. Why? Because these are all species. Species have evolved in order to live and to survive. This is a species bowl featuring 7 or 8 different varieties of some of the world's most beautiful tillandsia bromeliads, just rearing up their pretty little heads, bursting their little firework flowers out. This bowl gets misted once or twice a week and will provide tremendous enjoyment. It's featured in a Viducci tidal oasis bowl, so the dark, rich hue of the red curry bowl matches or contrasts with the beautiful silver of the genus of Tillandsia bromeliads. This is a slice of evolution.